Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the SS Insight. You're on the safest, comfiest cruise in the universe. Tonight, we're sailing straight to the beginning of existence itself. Grab a cool beverage, pull up a lounge chair, and don't worry. We don't have to survive any scary Big Bang explosion, because a smart doctor scientist named James E. Beecham took a second look at Einstein's famous E equals mc squared equation and discovered a hidden meaning that turns the whole story of the beginning of existence into a gentle big infusion. Ready? Let's go. Everyone knows the equation E equals mc squared. It tells us a tiny bit of mass can become a giant burst of energy. Boom, like the sun or fireworks, right? But here's the weird part. If you plug in zero mass and zero energy into that equation, you just get 0 equals 0. That means Einstein's equation doesn't actually tell us where anything came from. We know that standard science says the universe exploded from nothing. But that's kind of hard to believe. So it shouldn't be too surprising that we're about to find out that the universe started in a much more relaxing way than such a Big Bang. Imagine we are sailing into the newly born universe, and instead of an explosion, what we see is one giant, stretchy, smooth ocean called space phase. It was here first, calm, quiet, and able to remember everything that ever moves through it, like remembering the wake that's behind our cruise ship right now. It remembers every wave that passes, and that's why the wakes leave little memory trails. These trails make the next trip smoother and better guided. Scientists call the formation of those trails conditioning or coherence corridors. So, the first insight is this space phase ocean is talented. It's like a living memory sponge. Watch the ocean now and notice that when energy ripples through our space phase ocean, it leaves behind a glowing, stiffened pathway. We say that energy moving through space phase has to pay a tiny tax. That tax conditions the space phase and builds glowing memory highways or canals if you like. Send enough energy down the same space phase path and the ocean starts to get crowded. Suddenly the next wave can't keep moving, so it gets cozy and stays put. That constrained or trapped, spinning energy, that's what we call mass. Everything from a single atom to a tiny island to all the solid, liquid, and gas in existence. In fact, it's the same process that ends up making your body, and even planets and galaxies, look simple, doesn't it? Energy cruising free, that's light. Energy restricted into a kind of energy knot, that's matter. Same energy building blocks, just different configurations. So forget the giant explosion. We're watching the big infusion instead. Pure energy gently infusing into our pre-existing ocean of space phase. As that energy flows, it leaves memory trails that guide everything else that comes later. No boom, no drama, just a beautiful, organized unfolding. That's why galaxies look like they're following invisible highways or canals, because they are. And the best part, our whole universe is built up this way, over billions of years of time. Even that famous redshift that scientists see in faraway galaxies. It's not just space stretching. The light is also paying the space phase ocean's tax on its long journey. The farther it cruises, the more toll it pays, the redder it looks. Something like our gorgeous sunset right now. And here's the upgraded way to read Einstein's equation on this cruise. Mass is energy, but all wound up tight, like a coiled tight spring. Light is energy, fully released and zooming free. The speed of light. That's just the natural speed our space phase ocean lets fully unwound energy travel once it's set free. And free energy can become stored energy, the kind that is locked up in every bit of matter in the universe. We know this, and now we're finding out how it got locked up like that. By space phase. So here's to the big infusion. You're still stardust from ancient explosions. It's just that those stars were made by space phase restraining energy into matter. Thank goodness energy infused into our universe in the first place. Because that energy, over time, turned into the building blocks that made up all the stars and planets, and even, eventually, you and me. Cheers.